Brandi has now revealed her side of this romantic relationship that she allegedly had with Denise Richards. Guys, what is up? Max here, the Celeb Talk guy, and like I just said, we have so much drama with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Not only has Brandi just come out with Daily Mail on what went down on her relationship with Denise Richards, we also do now know the real reason why Denise Richards has left the Real Housewives show. So let me just say real quick the real reason, then I will get into all the kind of crazy details with Brandi and her relationship with Denise. But like I said first, we have now confirmed, we all knew that Denise Richards was not going to be coming back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, a lot of people just immediately speculated that, well, you know, that she has had all of this drama and all of these rumors she claims, and false rumors that she claims, about her and her romantic relationship and her marriage and everything. So we all kind of just assumed, at least I assumed, that she was probably trying to just get out of this show just for her reputation, and she was sick being pushed around and just kind of, you know, kind of getting screamed at by everyone. That's what I assumed. However, Andy Cohen came out a day or so ago and said, actually, the real reason was she wanted to come on the show, we were negotiating with her, we could just never reach an agreement. So Denise Richards must have just wanted like an absurd amount of money, because I feel like Andy Cohen is smart enough to say, well, obviously everyone is curious what went down with Brandi and Denise Richards. It makes great reality TV. I feel like they would have paid her a very pretty penny. I don't know, maybe the Real Housewives shows, maybe they don't pay much. I don't know, but still, I just feel like Andy Cohen, they would have, you know, tried to kind of work something out, but he claims, no, she wanted an absurd amount of money, we couldn't reach an agreement, that was that, and we can't move forward with her. So that is the true reason why Denise Richards will not be on, you know, the upcoming season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which boo-hoo is kind of unfortunate because I feel like she had some unfinished business. But now with her and her relationship with Brandi, so much stuff went down. Like I said, Brandi did an exclusive interview with Daily Mail, and I'll link it above or below this video if you want to check it out. But this interview is so long, and she basically just details her entire relationship. Now, I am not going to say yes or no for sure. Let me just kind of, you know, read to you guys what Brandi is claiming. Then after, we can talk about my thoughts if I think it's true or BS or what I think. Okay, so here is the scoop, and if I miss anything, I do have to apologize. This is a very long, drawn-out story, but basically what happened was Brandi's agent, you know, wanted to set up a dinner with Brandi and Denise in 2018 because Brandi's agent was going to start working with Denise. So I guess that Brandi's agent just wanted her to kind of talk to Denise about, you know, the Real Housewives show, what to expect, blah, blah, blah. They met up for dinner, the three of them. But one thing led to another, and, you know, they started to kind of, you know, do a little bit of this. They were having a good time, and it got kind of late, so Brandi's agent decided to leave for the night, but Brandi and Denise decided to stay. Now, Brandi claims that the entire time when they were at the dinner, drinks, having a good time at this restaurant, Denise's eyes were looking at one thing only, on Brandi. Now, I'm not going to say where, but you guys know where I am pointing. Her eyes were staring there the whole time. To the point where Denise finally said, after Brandi's agent left, she said, "Can you tell that I am staring at your you-know-whats the entire time?" She literally just called her out and just called herself out. And Brandi was like, "Yeah, I can." So then she said, well, hey, you know, after I had my kids, I want to get some, you know, a procedure redone down there. And so she wanted to see her you-know-whats. Now, I'm not a woman. I don't know. I guess maybe women, they're comfortable with other women. Maybe that's just a common thing. Guys would never do that, but women, maybe that's kind of just a normal, comfortable thing. And so Denise just said, hey, I want to see your you-know-whats. And Brandi just said, sure. So they went to the bathroom and Brandi showed her. Now, Brandi claimed that after she showed her, Denise just immediately started to get romantic with her in the bathroom. So yeah, one thing led to another. Now, if you want to really know the specific details, like I said, you can check out this article. But to keep the video kind of, you know, appropriate, I'm not going to get too specific, but they did get pretty romantic in the bathroom. Then they went back to their dinner. You know, they still were hanging out, they were still having drinks. Then they went back to the bathroom and one thing led to another again, and then they ended up leaving, and that was basically it. Now Brandi claims she was down for it, she was totally cool, she just thought it was kind of, you know, hey, they were having a good time, they were doing some of this, and she just figured, hey, Denise Richards is beautiful, we're having a good time, that is it. However, it sounds like Denise Richards was thinking of something else, because according to Brandi, Denise started blowing up her phone literally every single day, texting her saying, I'm in your neighborhood, can I come over? 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 And Brandi was claiming that she just kept saying, no, I'm here, I'm there, I'm busy, but she was saying we can go grab a drink or we can go out to dinner, because it sounds like Brandi knew that Denise wanted to take the next step, but she was like, I didn't really want to do that with Denise. I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't really interested. And so she kept denying. And one thing I do want to say is after Denise and Brandi had their first little, you know, romantic session in the bathroom a couple times when they first met, I do want to say that Brandi also claims that Denise just said, hey, 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 don't tell anyone. This is my personal life. Do not tell anyone. And Brandi also claims that she had no idea that Denise just got married. I just want to point that out because I do kind of find it funny and interesting and intriguing that Denise said that. I know Brandi might not be the most believable person, but that kind of gives me a little hint and a tease that this might be true. But let's keep going on with the story. Okay, and then basically a lot of other stuff happened in the middle, but the important thing is Denise, it appears, was in California filming a movie, a Christmas movie, and Brandi wanted to interview Denise for her podcast. So she reached out to her. Brandi reached out to Denise. Denise said, you can come on and stay with me. She goes, you know, you can stay in my bedroom, we can get a pull-out bed, or, you know, this, that, and the other. So she wasn't making it seem like it was some romantic thing. She just said, come on over, you know, we can have a good time, we can do the interview, this, that, and the other. And according to Brandi, Brandi claims that she kind of knew she was getting herself in a weird situation, but she claims she still went along with it, and then that is when they had their, you know, romantic night. That's all I'm going to say, but it sounds like that's when everything actually happened. And according to Brandi, once again, she claimed that after they had their little, you know, thing together, Denise just said, hey, 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 do not tell a soul. No one can ever know about this. And then, you know, she kept it to herself. She didn't tell anyone. However, Brandi ended up telling Kim Richards, which then, of course, she convinced Brandi to tell everyone in the Housewives, and now everyone knows. So now the question remains, and I'm really actually curious for all of you guys that are super fans and have been keeping up with this drama, what do you guys think? Is it true? Is it not true? Whose side do you believe? Honestly, at first, I was taking Denise's. This is my, let me just say this first. I think there is a little bit of truth to both sides. We have Brandi, who was claiming that they had a full-on relationship, and we have Denise, who pretty much told Lisa that she doesn't even really know her and she's not friends with her at all, and that they have no relationship. I think there is a little bit of truth on both sides, and I think a lot of the truth, honestly, is over towards Brandi. I think that they did have somewhat of a romantic thing. Now, I don't know yes or no. I'm not saying that's the case. This is just my opinion, but I just feel like it's so odd that every time anyone, Lisa or Andy or anyone, asks Denise about this, you know, relationship and these rumors, she always just says, no, it wasn't true, no, and she doesn't really give any proof, it seems like. Now, I do kind of like Denise. I feel bad for Denise, kind of. I think she does kind of get ganged up on, but it's like, if it wasn't true, wouldn't she really show the proof? Okay, look at this, here are the texts. She always is claiming, I'll show you the text, but it's like, well, let's see these texts. And maybe tonight we can actually kind of see the text from Denise, because the new episode and the last episode of A Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the reunion special, the third part of the reunion special, is on tonight. So maybe we can kind of see some more stuff. Maybe Denise will kind of really share more of her side, but it just always seems like to me, every time they get into this topic, topic. She just says, no, nothing happened, that was it, and she kind of shuts down. But hey, what on earth do I know? Maybe I am wrong, even though honestly, I feel like that is the case. So guys, put in the comments below whose side you're taking. I guess we'll have to wait for tonight to see what really goes down, but after reading Brandi's stuff, and I know she isn't the most reputable or honest person, she doesn't have the best track record, I just feel like it's kind of true, and I just think Denise is embarrassed, and she is married, and she has these teenagers, and she doesn't want to be, she doesn't want this embarrassing story to come out, which I'm kind of like, even though you did kind of cheat on your husband, but if you're claiming you guys have an open relationship, is it really cheating? So I can't really figure out if Denise does have an open relationship with her husband, what is the big drama? I mean, it's like she keeps denying and denying and denying, and I just think it's kind of true, but maybe the whole thing is a complete lie. Maybe Brandi is just trying to get some attention for her stuff and to get back on the show. We really still do not know, but after reading it, I'm siding a little bit more with Brandi. I know, kind of crazy. So guys, put in the comments below what you guys think. Maybe I am completely wrong, but we'll have to wait and see. And while we are on the topic of the Real Housewives, for those of you guys who don't know, November 11th, 11/11, we have a new season, which I am so excited because we can all start together. It's a new season. I don't know what night that is going to be, but it is a new season of the Real Housewives show in Salt Lake City, and we can just all start together. I'm super excited for that. So I wanted to just really quickly introduce the cast just to kind of give you guys a heads up. I know we still have like 2 months, but I figured, hey, we know a little snippet of this new cast. We might as well start talking about them. And this new cast, they seem crazy. Okay, so the new cast will be Lisa Barlow, Mary Cosby, Heather Gay, Meredith Marks, Whitney Rose, and Jen Shah? I'm sorry, I'm probably pronouncing that name really wrong, but something like that. Obviously, they are rich, they are the Real Housewives, and they're in Salt Lake City, which is very, 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 deep into their religion, and nothing against their religion, no good or bad comments. I'm just saying, a lot of people can kind of have their own opinions on that Mormon religion, so I think it's going to be really interesting. The first person, Lisa Barlow, it says for her, she was born in New York. Lisa Barlow has been living in Utah for over 20 years. As the owner of a marketing company, she considers herself Mormon 2.0, as she is not one to adhere to all the traditional and strict Mormon rules. Okay, so that is Lisa. Honestly, nothing super interesting with her. Pretty just a normal Real Housewives lady. But the next girl, Mary Cosby, she seems unbelievable. It says, with a penchant for God culture. I don't even know what that even means. And only the finest champagne. Mary Cosby is a Pentecostal first lady who inherited her family's empire of churches, restaurants, and more. The caveat, though, in her taking over the family business was that she married her late grandmother's second husband. Yeah, you heard that right. She married her grandmother's second husband. They have since been married for 20 years and have one teenage son together. So Mary Cosby, I mean, come on. She married basically her step-grandpa? I mean, are you kidding me? Like, what? So that right there in itself is enough drama that will get me to watch. Heather Gay, she is a devout Mormon from birth. Heather was married to Mormon royalty for 11 years, but has distanced herself from the church after her divorce. A self-proclaimed good Mormon, good bad, she now considers herself Mormon-ish as she plays by her own rules. Okay, so Heather, yeah, nothing too interesting. I think it'll be kind of cool because it did say that she was married into royalty and now she's divorced and she's, not into it anymore. That might be a little bit interesting. Then there is Meredith Marks, is a celebrity jewelry designer with a store on Main Street in Park City. Jewish and married for over 25 years, Meredith and her husband Seth have hit a rough patch, and with their kids in college, she is faced with being an empty nester for the first time in her life. Then there is Whitney Rose, a descendant of Mormon royalty. Whitney Rose has been trying her best to navigate life outside of the religion for over a decade. She left the church after she fell madly madly in love with her boss, Justin, and the two had an affair. Within weeks, they both left their spouses to be with each other and got married when Whitney found out she was pregnant. Married for 10 years, they have 2 children, Bobby and Brooks, and she owns a skincare line called Iris and Beau. So Whitney, yeah, I think that should be pretty good. And last but not least is this Jen lady, and it says, as a Tongan, I'm probably mispronouncing that, I do apologize, and Hawaiian, growing up in Salt Lake City, Jen felt like she often stuck out in her traditionally white Mormon world. When she learned about the historical mistreatment of black people in the Mormon religion, she converted from Mormonism to Islam. A mom of 2 with her husband, Jen is the queen of her house and the CEO of several businesses. So guys, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, that is a mouthful, but I think it's actually going to be a really good season. I know, we have a little under 2 months until the season actually airs, but fingers crossed, I am excited. And with all this drama with Denise and Brandi, I guess we're just gonna have to wait until to see what happens tonight. Maybe more drama will come out, but honestly, with Denise leaving the show and, Brandi not really being an actual castmate on the show, I don't know if we're ever really going to know the serious truth, but that's my take. I am kind of leaning more towards Brandi, but I could be completely wrong. So guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, it would mean the world to me to tap that like button, and also it would really mean the world to me for you guys to comment below your thoughts on this drama. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for many more videos, and have yourself a phenomenal day. I will see you guys tomorrow.